All
Welcome
right.
and thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool to have you in my podcast.
Yeah. Thanks for
Um,
having me.
yeah, it's so great. After our chat, when I was visiting Hong
Yeah.
Kong, I was like, wow, you have such a light that shines in you, especially when you talk
Mm.
about these transformations that you went through. I'm like,
Mm.
geez, we gotta get you on this interview. So thank you so much
Thank you.
for
Thank
yeah
you.
for actually
Yeah.
allowing me to interview you. So maybe just give
Yeah,
a
no problem.
yeah, a quick overview of who you are, where you're based, where you're from, what you're busy with. Let's start there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm Anusha Sridhar. I have been in Hong Kong for nearly 26 years. I was born in India and I came to Hong Kong when I was like a year old or almost a year old. So I've been here all my life. I guess the only non-local thing about me is that I do not speak Cantonese, which is, I mean, I can get by with just English, but also it's slightly limited. Um, what I do for a living is I'm a freelance graphic designer and I also do marketing as well. And I'm currently in the process of writing my first book, which is a horror novel, which I'm very excited about.
That's amazing. It's like
Yeah,
this whole coming together of all these colors
yeah,
and yeah, sounds just like boom,
yeah.
beautiful painting of who you are. And then of course
Thank you.
the we were talking about the dancing thing. I mean, you're running a
Yeah.
dancing school, right? Or you're starting one.
I'm I'd like to start one. It's currently I have two students right now and I would like to establish myself officially in the coming say year or two.
Wow, that's super
Definitely have
cool.
more students and perform more as well.
Yeah. And what brought you to wanting to pursue this? What is the background in dancing?
So I'll go through like the whole like background like short form. So I started dance back when I was 7 years old. I wanted to start it off because my friends were doing it. So I thought, hey, it would be cool if I tried it out too. And then I grew to love it. I did it for 3 years at that time. And when I was 10 years old, I stopped. I had to stop because I had weak ankles. I think that was the problem. And if I continued, I'd probably have broken one of them and had to have like extensive surgery or something. So I had to stop for 3 years. And when I was 13, in the summer when I was 13, I asked my mom, I'd like to start up again. And there was a group performance coming up within like 4 months from then. And I was interested in joining. So I went back to my teacher and said, I'd like to start to dance again. So we started from scratch. And then I made a bet with my teacher that I'd learn four dances in exactly a year from now so that I could catch up with my old group. And I ended up completing four dances within 1 week, less of 1 year. So in no time, I was catching up. I was going through it. And then by the time I was 18, so like less than 5 years from then, I was ready to do my first debut solo performance, which is a big deal in classical dance. So when I was 18, November 29th, 2017, I did my solo debut performance. It
Wow.
was mind blowing.
It is.
And
Wow.
yeah, and now I'm in the process of teaching my senior student her dances so that she could do hers in 3.5 years from now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But
So
well,
take take us back to that place. Was that when you were 15, 14, 15, 16? Did you make this
mhm,
commitment saying, okay, I'm behind, I've got this body, it's kind of not wanting me to dance, but I really have a desire and I'm going to do it and I'm going to catch up. I mean, that is
yeah,
so much commitment
yeah,
and courage for a kid at
yeah,
16. Wow. Like, how did that come about?
yeah. So I had to take a I had to take a break from a lot of physical activity between the age of 10 and yeah, between the age of 10 and 13. And see, I was a very active kid. I did taekwondo, I did dance, I loved soccer, all of the physical stuff except for running in school. Of course, I did it because I had to do it in phys ed class, but I didn't like it. But I was a very active kid, and to for the doctors to say that for 3 years, for at least 2 to 3 years, I could not do any strenuous physical activity. It was like torture for me at 10 years old. So as soon as the doctor said, you can start easing in back into dance, into taekwondo, into running and all the sports again. When I was 13, I was so excited, and I got back into it. I did a lot of sporty stuff in school. Um, Played soccer in PE. I did running. I was so excited to actually run because I couldn't do laps even in classes. And then I started up taekwondo. I started up dance again, which initially was a bit of a concern for my parents because they were worried, what if that medical issue thing comes back again? But it didn't. And so over those like 5 years, I got to I got to start from scratch because I'd forgotten everything pretty much in the 3 years gap. I started from scratch, and within no time, I was picking up quickly. And then I went back into individual classes after trying out group classes. I figured, hey, if I learned on my own, I'd pick up dances quicker. Yeah. So back in 2015, one of my senior dance friends did her debut performance. And then after that, I spoke with my teacher that I want to do this too. So I'd like to be the next student to do it. So she said, okay, that's going to be a lot of work. Are you ready to take that on? And for a while, it was kind of like a competition between I and another student who were both vying for the opportunity to do the debut performance. And then eventually, I got the chance to do it. So from 20, like half of 2015 or like near 2016, it was a rigorous year and a half trying to prepare for this performance that I knew it was going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort. And there were times where I was really not motivated to practice or to come for classes. And I asked for some advice from one of my other friends who had done the perform her debut performance like 5 years before I did, and she gave me some really good advice. And when I like took it to heart, it was really good. And
What did you say? What was the advice?
I don't remember exactly right now.
Mm.
But I think the gist of what she told me was that your teacher would not um, be hyping you up to do this performance if she felt you were not ready for it.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow. Beautiful
yeah,
people trusting
yeah,
you and really investing in
yeah,
you. Jeez,
yeah.
powerful.
And it just like drove me towards like actually like wanting to do it, wanting
Wow.
to actually practice.
I
And
know
then when I
this is
got the
amazing.
official, so we had musicians record the music for all the dances.
Wow.
And when I got the official music, it was like a light switched on. I was
Yeah.
like, holy hell, it's actually happening. And we just made it happen. Yeah.
And these are Indian dances, right? Can you define
They
it a
are
little bit
Indian.
more? Yeah.
Yeah. So I do Bharatanatyam, which is a classical Indian dance form, and it's the oldest Indian dance form. I don't know if it's the oldest dance form in the world, maybe not, but the oldest dance style in India for sure. It's over 2,000 years old, and it has a quite an amazing history, and I'm just thankful to be part of the legacy and to be
Mm.
able to um what is the word, to be able to move it forward. for the future generations.
Yeah.
That's part of why I wanted to teach and want to open up my own dance school
Mm.
in Hong Kong. I was inspired by my teacher who did the same thing back in 1997. She started with one student, and then now, decades later, she's had over like 50, 60 plus students all throughout the years.
Mm.
And I've taken inspiration from her that I want to do the same thing. Yeah.
Yes, it's amazing. You know, when I think about how we grew up, and it's very self-centered and
Mhm.
self-interest to get through school, to get food, and to have friends,
Mhm.
and then you made a big switch. Like at some point, you made the
Yeah.
commitment to do the dance, to do
Yeah.
to debut, and then you kind of motivation lingered a bit,
Yeah.
and you're like, I struggle. And then when you
Yeah.
heard how much other people are investing in you, and you wanted to
Yes.
again, you want to invest
Yes.
into them. I mean, what a
Yes.
massive change of mindset that
Yeah.
is. And what an
Yeah. Exactly.
incredible inspiration to actually pull you forward instead
Yeah.
of being pulled by your own interest and motivation
Yeah.
for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And I was technically I was doing it for myself, and also mostly I think a lot of it was trying to prove to myself that I could do it, which was, looking back, not exactly the most empowering mindset, but also at the same time, I wanted to make it happen, or I wanted to see what else I could do with this art
Mm,
form as
mm,
well.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
right. And we inherently have this, I don't know, natural inclination to push our own boundaries, to grow, to evolve, to be more. So
yeah,
it's very organic to want to
yeah,
see, like, can I actually do
yeah,
this? And then
yeah,
also very natural for motivation to wind down, and then again to be inspired by something else, and then it goes up and
yeah,
down. It's very cyclical. What a
yeah,
journey.
exactly.
And now you're
Yeah,
standing in front of, I mean, you're 26 right
yeah,
now, and you again you're taking up this big commitment to start your own dancing school.
yeah,
Do you have a clear goal? So your motivation is very clear. You got
yeah,
the experience, you have the what do you call it, reputation. You
yeah,
also want you have the desire to actually take this Indian dance forward, to leave a legacy, which is beautiful.
yeah,
Now,
yeah. Thank
what
you.
about a goal? Did you set
Mm.
yourself a goal?
Um, so define goal. Yeah,
Yeah, so
because I
what
have
I'm saying,
like
like
ideas, but mm,
when you had a goal back when you were a kid, you were like, in 3 years time I want to debut. That was a goal,
yeah,
very clear, and the
yeah,
paths
yeah,
were laid out. So do you have the
yeah, yeah,
same
pretty
now
much.
for your school?
Um, no, actually, I do not have like a defined path. Mostly because I have no idea how I'm even going to start to go about it. But I know that it's something that I've been wanting to do at least for 3 years. Yeah,
Yeah. All
yeah,
right. Yeah, and
mm,
that's also part of the learning curve, because obviously starting
yeah,
something by yourself, you don't
yeah,
have somebody that's pulling you, that's in front, that you kind of guiding
yeah.
you, right? And now,
Yeah, not at the moment, at least.
yeah,
I could
exactly.
enroll someone to do so, but I don't have anyone right now.
Yeah, that's
So it's
right.
just me. Yeah,
That's amazing. I think a lot of women stand in front of this massive desire, right? Like, I
mm,
have this inclination, this pull that I want to do this or that,
yeah,
and I just don't know where it starts. And back in the day, it seemed so easy, and now it's like also overwhelming because it's so personal and it reflects so
yeah,
much of myself, my identity,
yeah,
and that process of overcoming all of this. Can you talk a little bit
yeah.
about that? Where are you in that journey?
The process of overcoming the anxiety, right?
Yeah, yeah. And all the other internal barriers, like everything that pops up. You know how we get these doubts and like, oh, I can't do
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
I can't do that, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I, I injured my tailbone back in 2022 after falling off a motorbike. And since then, I did not do a lot of dancing or a lot of performing myself. but I was also teaching at that time, and a lot of my doubt kind of came from, am I still going to be able to do it myself so that I could teach properly? And there were times where there was like a gap at that point where I had to really take care of my back, otherwise it would become worse.
Yeah.
And that is something that I'm still dealing with at the moment. Of course, less, it's much more manageable right now versus like even last year. So there's a doubt which comes from, can I do it? Can I still do it? And I've not performed in a long time as well. Um, so there is, of course, all of the, can I still do it? Do I still have it in me? And then I can come to realize that, you know what, I've been a dancer for over 15 years, and it's practically ingrained into me at this point. So of course I can. What am I talking about? No, it's just to the other doubt is I'm someone who doesn't have a lot of patience at times. So I lose my patience or my temper quickly a lot of times. And it's not the best thing when I'm trying to teach someone who is an 11-year-old kid who wants to learn the art form and doesn't listen sometimes during the class because she's 11 years old.
Mm.
So the hard part has been trying to find a balance between being strict and also being like easygoing, because I can't be too strict, otherwise she'll lose interest, or I cannot be too easygoing or too chill, because then we don't really get much done during the classes. Yeah. So it's been hard trying to find that balance as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
So when I think of impatience, I'm thinking of I'm making something significant that doesn't necessarily have to be significant, right? And I'm guilty of that. What comes up for you? What is at the core of your impatience?
I want things done my way or a certain way. And if it's not done that way, I don't like it.
And why not? Why is it that you want it your way? Why is it so important?
Because I want to be right.
Right?
I want to be correct. I don't like it when things are not, when I'm not.
Yes, yes, yes. And what happens if you're not right? What is the worst that happens?
The worst that happens is people will disagree with me. So in reality, not much would really happen aside from I'm not correct.
Right, right.
But what goes on in my head at that time is, oh, everything's wrong. I cannot do this. I give up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like collapse on yourself, and then you have to pull yourself out of that hole,
Yeah.
which is a lot of
Yeah.
energy. So I can understand why you're like, try to fight this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say over like the past, I've been teaching for like 5 years almost. And I'd say right now, because I and my student have this clear goal in mind that I want to have her do her solo debut in 3.5 years time. Now it's easier to um it's easier to picture that goal, and it's easier to for us to be on the same page about where we are with the classes, versus even 6 months ago, before we had this conversation about this commitment, things were mm, the classes didn't go too well. It didn't progress as much as we both wanted it to. And I'd say now it's going really well. In fact, yesterday I had a class with her, and it was so good.
Yay.
She did really well. She's doing really well.
Wow.
So um I'm impressed. Very
Yeah.
impressed by how things are
Oh,
going. Yeah.
that's great news. So if we trickle back to the theme of
Mhm.
we wanted to talk about trust, remember? And
Yeah.
it's like you can you learning to trust yourself, even in this dancing teacher
Yeah.
role that you're adapting. And
Yeah.
what about you wanted to share something about that moment where you felt that you really learned how to trust yourself? Do you want to share that story?
Yeah. So I have shared that story, and I was wondering if I could share another one instead. It's a
Yeah.
similar, it's the same concept, but I feel like this one has a stronger connection to trust, especially trusting myself.
Mm.
So I mentioned that since my back injury, I'd not performed on stage for almost 3 years, right?
Mm.
And I'm someone who loves performing. I'm someone who loves being on stage in any sense. I was in the drama club in high school. I done a lot of dance performances back in the day. I love it. And last December, I was at this youth camp in India, and they had a talent show. So, I've sung on stage before. I've done a lot of that. And this time I decided that I can go, you know what, I should try going beyond my comfort zone and try dancing on stage, which is something that I'd not done in like 3 years at that point. So I immediately put my hand up and said, "Hey, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a small dance performance." My dog just walked in my room, by
Hello.
the way. Yeah. So I was so nervous before then because I'm not performed on stage, and I left it until like the night before to figure out, okay, what dance am I actually going to perform that I will have time to teach myself because it's one day before the performance and I haven't really had a lot of time to myself during the camp to prepare. Because during the camp, it's a very packed schedule. There aren't too many breaks, and the breaks aren't too long. They don't have like enough time for you to like properly prepare.
Mm.
So the night before, I was actually considering dropping out of the performance because I felt unprepared and I felt like I had no idea what I was doing. And then one of my friends who also is a classical dancer. She's not in Hong Kong. She lives like all the way around in Australia. She just volunteered just like that to help me to prepare the dance. And now this dance was something that I'd been wanting to learn for 9 years. This sort like a dance piece in my dance style, Bharatanatyam. It's called the snake dance, which requires a lot of body flexibility and fluid movements. It was something that I never thought I'd be able to do because I didn't think I was flexible enough. But I just decided to, you know what, I'm gonna try it out, and if I fail, I fail, but I'm just gonna try and learn it. So the next day, I decided that I was gonna wake up super early, go outside the dorms, and teach myself the dance. So I woke up the next day at 5:20. I like freshened up quickly, tied up my hair, made sure I was wearing something that I could like move around in, and then I went outside the dorm building in the cold of like 5:25 morning. And back where we were in India, it was cold in the nighttime, so I was freezing. I set up my phone in front of a pillar and danced and practiced. And then as soon as the auditorium doors opened at like 5:30, I went inside. I went onto the stage behind the curtains. I just practiced. And then my friend came along around 6 and she helped me with half of the dance. And then throughout the day, I was just trying to find time to practice. And it was a bit of a hustle because I changed a couple of steps. So there was a part where of the dance from the video that I was using as inspiration, which involves being like fully down on, like not lying down, like squatting down fully on the floor and spinning on your knees, which is kind of hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to do that on the floor that I was practicing in, which was outside, and the floor was very rough and full of like rough tiles. And then whenever I tried to practice that part, it was roughing up my knees a bit, so I got a lot of like scrapes on my knees. It was not good.
Yes.
So I decided to change that whole sequence into a back bend. So that's something
Okay.
that I can do. So I tried it out. I had a friend help me figure out like how I could do it gracefully without breaking my back. So what we ended up doing was I'd be kneeling on the floor, not sitting on my ankles, but like sitting on my knees, putting my body weight on my knees, and I'd like go back like that. My first thought was like, what move will shock the audience? Because they weren't expect that. They
Yes.
were expecting me to do that.
Yeah.
So um I skipped half of dinner. I skipped dinner that night so that I'd be able to practice, and then I did it properly. I did it right, and then when it came time for the performance, I was so nervous. I was watching the video, the original video for it that I used for inspiration while waiting for my turn. I was third in line to perform. So while the first and second people were going, I was watching my phone, like watching the video, like,
Mm.
can I actually still do it? There was still that doubt going on in my head. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if I can do it. I was like almost considering, you know what, I'll go later. I'll tell them I'll go later. Or maybe, you know what, maybe I won't go. But when my name was called to go on stage and perform, I asked them to start the music a little bit like after like a couple of seconds after I got on stage, so that I could collect my thoughts. And then when the music started, it just everything went smoothly, including that part of the dance. And when I was on the floor, when my head was like on the floor facing the audience, um, I could hear everyone like cheering, like going, "Whoa!" It was so cool.
Wow, it sounds amazing. Oh,
Oh,
geez,
it was amazing. Yeah.
I wish I was in the audience. Wow. And to go through all of
Yeah.
that fear up front and all the self-doubt and like,
Yeah.
and it builds, right? It's in your head. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I just want to get
Yeah.
out away from this feeling. And then you
All
still went
throughout
through
the
it.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
And you
all
still
throughout the
pushed
day
it.
from like early in the morning up until like that moment where I was actually, when the music started, I just started the steps and it just flowed.
Oh, oh, wow. And
It
everything just
was
released.
amazing. Exactly. All
Wow.
that nervousness went away as soon as I started the dance. It's
Yeah.
like, all the anticipation of, will
Yes.
I get it right? Am I actually going to be able to do it? It's funny because there's all that anticipation before you do the thing, right? Before
Mm,
you do something. And
mm.
then when you're doing it, it's just, you're only focusing on the fact that, oh my God, I'm actually doing it. Yay. And
Yeah.
after that, it feels amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was wondering right after, why didn't I do this earlier? Why didn't I perform earlier?
Oh my God.
3 years.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, the audience, the people's reactions after, when they were telling me, oh my God, you danced amazingly. That back bend was unexpected. Someone told me that two comments actually stuck with me. One of them said, you looked scary and intense, but in a really good way.
Yeah.
So apparently, when I was doing the back bend and my head was on the floor over there, my eyes were wide, and I was like, I don't even know what I was thinking about it, but it apparently looked like I was giving like a death glare to the audience.
Wow,
It
what a
was so
performance.
funny. And
Yeah.
another person said that on the stage you were like owning it. You were
Yeah.
like, you had so much confidence and you were just owning the stage. It was so amazing to see.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Fully
Yeah.
dedicating yourself, throwing yourself into it, like
Yeah.
showing up confidently, irrespective of all the
Yeah.
self doubt.
Yeah.
Amazing. The satisfaction and
Yeah.
fulfillment coming from that, and everybody
I'm
clapping
still
for you.
I'm still feeling that as I
Yes.
say it by now. Yeah.
Yeah. Reliving the experience. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's amazing. So
Yeah.
much inspiration from that. I'm
Thank
really
you.
in awe.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it just goes to show, like, go into the direction that you love, that you want to do, like you
Yeah.
want to pursue. And
Yeah.
all the self-doubt is gonna come, just let it be there and still go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'll go away when I actually do it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Still show up
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
don't put so much I guess expectation of how it has to be. Just do what you
Mm,
can
mm.
do. Oh, so
Yeah.
powerful. I love this.
Thank you.
And in this process
Thanks.
you learn to trust yourself again. How does that change
Yeah,
your
on
world right
stage.
now? Yeah.
I would say because as I said, I did not perform in 3 years at least at that point. So it was quite an experience to be back on stage again. It felt like I missed it. I missed it, and also at the same time it felt like I it never left.
Ah,
That feeling never left. It was like I was back again. I was back in it again.
oh,
It felt incredible, and I'm just like waiting for the next time.
good. So what is the next
Yeah.
one you're doing?
Um. So occasionally, one of our family friends, one of my mom's not family friend, well, I guess acquaintance. So she is part of this organization that hosts charity programs, a lot of like dance programs or music programs. And there is one coming up on the 21st March, but unfortunately, I'm not able to attend that because I have a prior commitment. But I'm asking for her contacts so that I can get in touch with her and say, hey, I'm interested in dancing for the next program that you have going on.
Mm.
So now it is okay, what will I perform? What will
Mm.
I dance? Yeah.
Oh,
Because
amazing.
this performance, this dance that I did on the stage in December was 2.5 minutes long. And I
Ah,
do want to do that. And also I feel like that'll be too short.
ah,
But it will get a big reaction from people. So I'm thinking that and or something else.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Woohoo, it's
Yeah.
amazing putting yourself out
I
there.
know. Yeah.
You go, girl. I love it. So much confidence. And you don't even have to be
Mm,
perfect. You just like, I
mm.
fully express myself in this dance and people
Yeah.
receive
And
it.
and I did make mistakes, by the way, when I was
Oh,
on the stage.
right.
I did make some mistakes. I missed a whole sequence of steps where I was like, you know what? You know what? It's too late to change that, so I'm just gonna go ahead with the next part.
Yeah. Amazing. And when you were making
Yeah.
those mistakes during the routine,
Yeah.
like, how did you deal with it in the moment?
I realized that I missed a beat, and then I thought, oh, shoot, I have a whole step that I need to do. I know the step, but it's too late to do the step, so I'm just gonna wait out in pose. I'm gonna wait out for the next step and start
Ah,
our own time. Yeah.
yeah.
So I waited it out. I gave
Yes.
myself time to like pause and breathe.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
from the
Wow.
back when the pose, it like it took my breath. It like knocked the breath out of me. So I needed a bit of time to compose myself. Because
Wow.
immediately after I got back up from that pose, the back bending pose,
Mm,
the next step started in quick succession.
yeah.
So that little pause where I
Mm,
messed up
mm.
was something that I needed.
Yeah,
It turned out, yeah,
amazing. Yeah, just
yeah,
giving yourself some time to calm down your nervous system and
yeah.
recoup.
Not even the nervous system. It's just catching my breath,
Yeah, right.
like
Yeah,
physically. Yeah,
because you were like
I was
on
only
your back.
thinking about. Yeah, I was only thinking about uh having it. I was only thinking about doing the dance until its completion, and then after that, I can just slump in my seat and be
Ah,
tired.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And then you got a little bit of a break in between.
yeah.
Yes, that's amazing. Like adapt in
It
the
was so
moment.
much fun.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
process. And also I
uh,
think the power surge that you experience in that moment where like, okay, I missed something. I'm obviously offbeat now. I'm just gonna calm down for a second and then
yeah,
go. Like the amount of, you know, how you actually stay with yourself, being present,
yeah,
like that's
yeah,
amazing. Yeah, like
yeah,
just be with yourself.
yeah, yeah. And that's something that I've not experienced in a long time before that. I'd say even the last time I fully experienced was that during my debut performance in 2017 was where I actually fell on the stage. I didn't fall off the stage, thankfully, but I tripped on something on stage and I was like on the ground for like um 5 seconds, and then I immediately got out. You could see the panic on my face. I was panicking. It's
Yeah.
like, oh God, whoops.
Mm.
But then I got back up for the next steps on beat.
Wow.
So it was like, you know what?
You
Yeah,
got
let's just
this.
continue with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it. Exactly. That's the mindset. I got this. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, that's
That's the
amazing.
mindset that I tried on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so powerful. You know, when we are
Yeah.
performing, not only on stage or with dancing, but
Yeah.
everything we're doing in the world outside, and it's always about the feedback outside, and you never are
Mm,
with yourself.
yeah.
And in those moments when
Yeah.
you brought
Yeah.
to your knees or you fell or you just take a beat and you come back to
Mm,
yourself, that's
mm,
actually when you feel like, yes, I'm with
yeah.
myself and I'll never leave me,
Yeah.
right? Doesn't matter what
Yeah.
happens
Exactly.
outside.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I couldn't even both times back in 2017 and also last year on the stage for the small dance, I couldn't see the audience.
Wow.
All the lights were on the stage, so I
Yes.
could barely see what was in front of me. So I thankfully I didn't have to worry about, okay, what's the person 3 rows behind going to think of me messing up. I don't even
Mhm.
know who they were, who that was. I just know that I'm just gonna do it.
It
It's
doesn't
even
matter.
better that I could not see. It's even better than I cannot see them.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
That is so great. Just cut yourself off from any feedback and just be with yourself and be present in that moment.
yeah. And I got the reaction that I wanted in that moment when everyone was like shocked. Yeah, it's like
Wow.
I got what I wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was so
Ah,
cool.
that's
Yeah,
super. I mean, these experience you take with you in your life, and you can always reflect
yeah,
back on it. And you're like, that was me. I did
yeah,
that. I can build on that.
yeah.
I take that with me.
Exactly,
Wow,
exactly. Yeah.
that's amazing. So, before I think, oh, we're going over time. uh,
Oops.
what is something that you're looking forward to in terms of bringing that energy back again, to be so present with yourself, to be there with yourself, something that you really work hard for? What is in your future waiting for you to experience that again?
Yeah. So a couple of things, right? So I'm already looking into what when I could be back on stage again.
Mm.
So it's like it feels in that moment it feels like I've never truly left the stage. So I wouldn't say chasing the feeling, but I'm trying to get back into that space of I missed this. I love it. I don't want to leave. Like so it's like already trying to figure out what's my schedule gonna look like 3 months from now. Maybe I could maybe I could create my own program and perform in, or like some charity events. Create my own opportunities rather than wait, right? Yeah.
Ah, amazing. And that's I mean, it's probably a type of a dopamine hit that we all are chasing. So that's very natural for everyone. But it comes,
Yeah.
it can appear in a lot of situations. It's really living on
Mm.
that edge, right? You're like you're
Yeah.
chasing that fun, that excitement, that sense of growth, and like expansion. That's really
Yeah.
depressing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So great to chat to you. Now, thank you for sharing this. This has really been
Yeah, thank
inspiring.
you.
And wow, it's like amazing
Thank
to
you.
hear the
Yeah.
stories. Yeah. All right.
Thank you so
So
much. Yeah.
yeah, you're welcome. I would end our conversation here. Thank you
Yep.
for being here, and
Thank
we'll
you.
be in contact.
Of course. All
Yes.
right.
All righty.